Greetings everybody, welcome to part 50 of Majora's Mask, and we are finally going to enter Stone Tower Temple. Now to enter Stone Tower Temple, what we have to do here is press on these three pressure switches to move the blocks into the proper position for us to jump. And of course again we have to create statues of Link's current form, because again they're pressure switches and they will not stay put if not pressed on. Now, in order to create the platforms, what we have to do here is, while you're facing the temple, first step on the switch to the right, and then the switch to the left, the one I'm on right now, and then the switch in the middle to complete the bridge. I find it fascinating that for this final temple that there's no big old fanfare. I mean, if you play like the Sonata of Awakening for Woodfall or Goron Lullaby for Snowhead, there's this big old fanfare that you've heard and it would pretty much grant us access to the temple. Here it's just climb and create statues, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, it's one way to make this temple feel disconnected from the others. The other thing is, though, that as you'll see here, we will have to utilize pretty much every form that Link has acquired, many of the items Link has acquired. So yeah, this is pretty much a all-inclusive temple. And I can say this, that this temple is already better than Great Bay Temple. Ugh. Because it feels kind of more like a classic Zelda temple, so yeah. This red jewel thingy looks out of place here among all the other ruins. I wonder if there'll be any important later on. Anyway, here we are, Stone Tower Temple. Kind of an interesting design, isn't it, folks? And as you can see right here, it looks like there are platforms. It looks like the ceiling has some kind of platforms and stuff that we could, I don't know, walk on or something. This is a weirdly designed temple, but it's actually a cool, weirdly designed temple. Alright, so in this first room right here, clear the enemies. And what you want to do here is, you see that eye switch on the that's on the statue, shoot it, and when you shoot it, a chest will appear. Alright, and you want to kill the real Bombchu, because again, those things are annoying. And once you do, to get to this area, you'll want to either put on the bunny hood to make a long jump, use the hook shot, or be Zor Link, because he is taller and more agile than young Link. Anyway, just jump over here to get the chest, which contains the first stray fairy of the temple. And inside, and the stray fairies this time are the color yellow. Of course, this makes sense because we're in a yellow canyon area, which is bare and desert-like and decaying. So yeah. Anyway, go to this room right here. And here, kill all the real Bombchus quickly, because we have to do a puzzle here, and those things can really mess up your progress. So yeah, just track down all the real Bombchus. There are 3 in this room. There's 1, 2. There's 1 left, right over there. And once we get rid of that one, we can begin the puzzle. There. Alright, now, there are 4 switches in this room, and they're all pressure switches, which means we need to play the Elegy of Emptiness. Now, as I stated before, we cannot use Deku Link's form because he will not hold down a switch. So, and there's 4 switches, so what do we do? Well, first, bomb this wall right here to reveal a hidden area of the room. And behind these big old crates right here, there are smaller crates. Now we can use these smaller crates to hold down the pressure switches that like Link can't hold on his own. And actually, you can use both these crates here to hold down the pressure switches. Hold 2 of them down, and Link can only use 2 of his forms. So, yeah. Well, regardless, though, at the very least, you need at least 1 of those small crates to hold down one of the pressure switches. And you can use Link's 3 of Link's forms to hold down the others. So, yeah. Alright. See this switch right here? It's kind of a little big for Link at the moment, so we'll head for the other small switch. Yeah, because with this pressure switch puzzle, they've added a little extra gimmick to this one. Now, it's easy enough to hold down these switches at any form of Link. That big one I just showed you, you have to be Goron Link, because he is the only one heavy enough to hold down the switch. And yeah, add this little extra little thing to make it, I don't know, maybe to mix it up slightly, but it's not that hard. Just become big Goron Link to hold down this big old pressure switch, and then this door will open right here. Alright, we got the switches held down, the door is open, so let's go on, shall we? And those buzzing sounds, well, as you saw earlier, we have dragonflies again. Only this time, I have a bow and arrow, and I have the hook shots, so I can shoot them from a long distance, and that is fantastic. We've come a long way since Woodfall Temple, haven't we, folks? So yeah. Not so annoying now, aren't we? Ha! Alright, folks. In this room right here, there are 2 brown, like, square areas. One with grass and one with not. Take a bomb and destroy the brown patch that does not have grass to create this little hole area. Now you can either fall down the hole, or you just go down these stairs right here, and it'll lead us to the basement room. Now, when we get into the basement room, you'll see that opening the hole above us creates sunlight. Again, it doesn't make sense. It's nighttime out there, and it can't be moonlight because the moon's hanging towards us. So, yeah. Anyway, take the light that's from the ceiling and reflect it on the sunblock. So, and it'll clear us a little alcove for us to get to in a moment. Now, there's a stray fairy in this room too, so take the hook shot and then aim it at the hook shot target, which should be right there. And you just aim for that and open the chest that contains the stray fairy. Oh goody. 2 down, 13 to go. Now there are 2 more chests that we need to get in this area. First, there's lava on the floor, so get out your Goron mask to transform to Goron Link, because, again, Goron Link can walk in lava without any harm. That's great. Now, these statues right here, well, if you remember Ocarina of Time, they are actually enemies called Armos. And like before, they can pretend to be statues until you actually hit them. Now, they can be defeated like before. You set off a bomb near them, and you can set off another bomb while they're active to kill them. But this time, since I am Goron Link, I can just fire punch them once, and fire punch them one more time to kill them. And that is fantastic. It makes things a little bit easier for me, because Fire Punch is very powerful. I mean, it can be just as powerful as a bomb in some occasions. I mean, I've used it to destroy boulders that bombs can. So, yeah. And once we've killed every single one of the Armos, again, they'll try to explode on you, trying to take you with them. A chest will appear. And inside the chest will be our first small key of the dungeon. Alright. And now before you leave this area, go here to the big chest. And I believe this is the first time we see a chest opening sequence with Goron Link. Anyway, this chest contains the dungeon map, so now we can see where we are going. Yay. And of course, you can see here, there isn't much to this temple right away. I mean, there are a few rooms. I mean, it looks smaller compared to the other temples. I wonder if there's some kind of added gimmick to this temple, maybe as we go on through it or something? Well, regardless, we're done with that area for now. Or, we're done with that area, period. Yeah, we're done with that area, period. So anyway, use the small key to go into this room, and we got water. Oh, joy. And you know what that means. Get out the Zoramax so we can go underneath the water to the other side. Now, it's not as bad as the Great Bay Temple. At least we don't have to deal with any whirlwinds or anything. We still have spiked bomb things to deal with, so be careful where you jump in and be careful where you sink so you don't collide with them. Anyway, what you want to do here is you want to go towards this opening right here, and there is a Dexy hand right there. Now, let the Dexy hand grab you, folks. Let it grab you. Again, they don't hurt you, but they will toss you into areas that can hurt you. So, leg toss you so it can toss you to this area right here. And we need to get into this chest right here because we get another small key. Yay. Alright, now after we get the small key, get back into the water. Watch where you land again. And then go into the alcove that is underneath the Dexy hand and make sure it doesn't grab you. So, yeah. And we will go into another water-filled area. And of course, there are Biodeku Babas and Skullfish in the area, so, yeah. This temple pretty much throws a bunch of the things we've encountered in the other temples all into one, so, yay. And of course, here we have some spike balls that are surrounding this switch. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to detonate some of them to clear the way for the switch, and we're going to step on the switch right here, right now. And it will present a treasure chest that is upside down? How can I get to that? How's that possible? We'll get to that treasure chest eventually. It's possible. I mean, it sure looks like that some things that we see here are upside down. I mean, if there was only a way we can get to some of those later on or something, I don't know. But yeah, folks, if you're familiar with this game, or if you're smart, you'll find out what will happen later as I go through this temple, so yeah. Anyway, there are two ways I can go right now. And right now, let's go this way for a moment. And right now, there's sunlight coming through this roof. Again, it's nighttime, so I don't know how it works. But anyway, what you want to do is reflect the light into this mirror here. Now, the light will actually get stored into the mirror, and depending on how long you hold the light at the mirror, that's how long the mirror can hold the charge and reflect its own light. Because as you can see here, there's no way we can reflect the light to the sunblock unless we do the whole reflect the sunlight to this mirror right here. So yeah. And then we just use the light that's emanating from the mirror to the sunblock to remove it. And yeah, it'll clear out that way. Now behind the sunblock is a treasure chest and a real bomb tube. Again, get rid of the real bomb tube. They are a pain. There. And inside this treasure chest is... you probably guessed it by now, it's the compass. And of course, with the compass in hand, we can see pretty much where all the treasure chests and our location is, so yeah. Oh, and if you continue to go through this door right here, that'll actually take us back to the first room of this temple. So yeah, we create a nice little shortcut. So, yeah. But what we want to do now is go through this door, this locked door right here, and since we have a small key, we can go on through. Yeah. Now, what I'm doing right now here is I'm getting the stone mask right here, because in this room, we will be encountering some bows. Black bows. And they can ignore you as long as you have the stone mask on. But of course, due to this big pillar, which looks awfully familiar if you remember my playthrough through Snowhead, this means we're going to have to transform to Goron Link to punch it, and that will release the sunlight that will pour into this room, but it will also have the black bows zoom in on you. So yeah. And of course, the black bows here are kind of infinite, so yeah. But, yeah. Anyway, put on the sun mask so you can be ignored. Now, there's a obvious puzzle we have to work through with the sunlight. But there are 2 stray fairies in this room. Now, to get the first one, reflect the sunlight to this sun switch right here to reveal a treasure chest. And then we can go on and claim the fairy. And then, of course, you see there are 2 sunblocks right here. Now, the second stray fairy in this room is on the sunblock to the right. To get it, we must reflect the sunlight into the mirror right here so that it will store it. And then we have to use the light from the mirror to reflect onto the sunblock. Now, the best thing you want to do with this is make sure you get to a good angle so you can reflect the light properly. And then we should be able to reflect it on the sunblock and get the treasure chest. Now, there is a near drawn in the same area as the treasure chest, but as long as you wear the stone mask, it will never pop up and bug you. So, yeah. And, yeah. Oh, and this whole mirror thing right here, in the Spirit Temple of Ocarina of Time, we had to just move mirrors around to reflect the sunlight. Here, the mirror actually stores the sunlight, and I think it's a pretty awesome concept. So, yeah. And of course, in order to get to the sunblock on the other side, we're going to have to use the mirrors on the left. And we'll do so in the next video. See ya.